Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is Neon with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we've got great news about SHERA. Oh my god, I am so freaking excited. Noelle Stevenson is going to add her original Dungeons & Dragons characters to the highly anticipated reboot. You know, any problems we have with this show, I just feel so much better. I feel so much better.
I know, it's such a relief.
No, we're completely
joking.
serious. We're not joking. And I don't know how we missed this story. It was in Entertainment Weekly last week. But there was an entire article about how the showrunner of the...
How is this even worthy to be on
I don't even know how this is. The showrunner of the Netflix SHERA reboot is going to bring her original Dungeons & Dragons characters to the series.
Well, it makes sense because it's not even about the real SHERA series. I mean, we all know from every article we've seen and all the promotional materials, it's all about the showrunner. I'm not going to say creator because she didn't create SHERA. It's all about her. It's every article's been out is about her and her face and her SHERA and her. Did I mention her? Have we heard? Did we mention it was going to be her? Have you mentioned this? Yeah,
that's again, this goes back to what we were talking about with Crunchyroll, where the focus now on these animated series is on the creators, the showrunners. Even if nobody knows who the hell they are, they have to make sure you know who they are first before the show drops, so they can already.
So you can all go who?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who?
Like, it used to be back in the day, you put something really kick-ass out, and everybody wanted to know who did it, and now it's just, like, completely ass-backwards. Okay, so this is coming from Entertainment Weekly. Netflix's SHERA creator adapted a Dungeons & Dragons character for the show, reading that headline, oh my god, this is awesome, we're gonna get, like, you know, War Duke or some classic D&D character.
I didn't think anything awesome about the headline.
I was like, okay,
I was not thinking
so
awesome.
maybe we're going to, you know, get an actual like real Dungeons & Dragons character. No. Okay, Nick.
Oh, it gets better, trust me.
Nick Romano here, Smile Nick. Noelle Stevenson started playing Dungeons & Dragons around the same time she started developing SHERA and the Princesses of Power for Netflix and DreamWorks Animation.
So, a couple years ago.
So, like 2 years ago, she started playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition with Molly Ostertag, who is her fiance.
Yes.
Author of The Witch Boy and prop designer on Disney XD's Star Wars.
Why does that matter?
It doesn't matter. Works on Star versus the Forces of Evil. As her group's dungeon master, Stevenson developed her first character, a Tiefling Warlock Nightmare Baby, as she puts it.
So it's her first draft character that she developed 2 years ago.
First Dungeons & Dragons character, Tiefling, 5th edition. She was a teenager who sold her soul to the devil to make her mom mad, the showrunner told.
Oh, wow, that's edgy.
Told D&D fans gathered at New York City's FlameCon. The Tiefling was also a teleporter, so when Stevenson found she was dealing with a character on SHERA who shared the ability, she tapped into her D&D world to flesh it out. I steal a lot from characters I've made from D&D.
I steal a lot from characters I've made from D&D that I only started playing like 2 years ago. So if you steal a lot from these characters, and the only thing you've been working on recently was SHERA.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. This is like, God, this
angers me.
You can't make this. This is like the ultimate fanfic. Like, this is a multi-million-dollar fanfic. Stevenson, a Tumblr artist who got big on Tumblr making fun of the MCU, basically.
And was on Twitter making fun of men.
Making fun of men on Twitter, has now jumped into being the showrunner. Like, she's like 25.
But with no experience.
With no real experience. And now she's bringing her
And they keep giving her
characters.
credit to be the creator of SHERA now when she's not. And now she's going to use her Dungeons & Dragons game characters to make new characters for the show she's running. And then they mentioned, too, that every article they keep putting out about SHERA is all about her.
Yes, we'll talk about that. That's really interesting. So for those fluent in D&D, Stevenson explained her Tiefling that she had Misty Step, an ability that allows characters to teleport up to 30 feet to a location in their sight. But I had 2 spell slots for Misty Step, so I got stuck a lot, she said with a laugh. I'd be like, guys, I can see through a keyhole. I'm going in, and then I'd get attacked by something. I did not think this through.
I can see through the keyhole. I'm going in, and then I get attacked. I didn't think this through. Yes!
I did not think this through.
I want a t-shirt. I did not think this through. Noelle Stevenson.
This is DreamWorks greenlighting this series. We did not think this through. Using this as inspiration, Stevenson said her approach to teleporting character on SHERA was exploring what happens when someone who doesn't have great impulse control is just like, I'm gonna go, but then it's like, oh no.
Wait. So it's about her again. Someone who doesn't have great impulse control.
Yeah, like, I'm just gonna shoot my mouth off on Twitter, and oh my god, we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna get myself, like, hired as the showrunner of SHERA for shooting my mouth off on Twitter and drawing stuff on Tumblr. It blows my mind. I pull so much inspiration from D&D, she added, because how do you embody these characters? How do you embody it when you have a mission for these characters? And you go and you figure it out from there.
That's called writing. That's called writing. That's writing.
SHERA and the Princesses of Power, a reimagining of the 85 He-Man spin-off SHERA Princess of Power, centers on... Now, here's the only tiny speck of hope in this entire...
A little bit won me over, teeny bit.
Tiny speck of hope in here, because it might actually... He-Man might actually be included in the show in some capacity. SHERA and the Princesses of Power, reimagining of the 85 He-Man spin-off SHERA Princess of Power, centers on Princess Adora, twin sister of He-Man, after she's been kidnapped as a baby and raised by the villainous evil horde. Yes, this is what happened in the original show, so if they're keeping that,
but then they go here.
When she learns the truth, she has to come to terms with her identity as SHERA. Okay, that's fine. But then this makes me very, very nervous. As SHERA, she doesn't know how to act. This is all new to her, and it's a little clumsy at first. It's like an uncomfortable suit. She's like, okay, here I am. I'm glamorous. I'm strong. People are looking up to me because I'm tall.
What? Okay. Then how did she get tall? Does like her boobs go in and that gives her more legs? Like, you know,
oh my god, like
a mass distribution.
She redistributes her boobs to her legs, and that's how she grows.
Oh my god, I'm like glamorous and tall.
Oh, sweet lord.
Biker shorts
so you just know, what's going to happen is there are going to be so many gags of like awkward SHERA. Like, nobody wants to see awkward SHERA. Awkward SHERA in a show featuring her OCs from Dungeons and Dragons that she just started playing, 5th edition, very first character she created. She's putting it in the damn show. I'm like, you cannot make this up. And she's being paid for it, too. Like, holy God.
This makes my heart cry. Anyway.
Now, when it comes to some of the backlash she's already received from the online crowd to her take on SHERA, Stevenson has a thick skin from her years of being a fan artist on Tumblr.
She has a thick skin from her years of trolling people on Twitter.
How does this make me become a better person, become better as a creator?
I don't think she's ever been interested in being a better person.
Oh my God.
Not by what I've seen her behavior on Twitter.
Yeah, if it doesn't, let it go. So basically...
Wait, I don't think it makes you a better person or a better creator. I just let it go. If it's not what I want to hear, you're not kissing my ass. I let it
go. So this literally, I mean, there were, people were joking before that she made SHERA look like her. Like, if self-inserted herself into SHERA.
The whole article, when they were talking about SHERA, wasn't it about SHERA? It was a big picture of her face. Now, when they brought Voltron out, it wasn't a big picture of the creator of Voltron. It wasn't the people...
Showrunners.
Yeah, it wasn't like these people, and it's like you hear Voltron, and you're talking about Voltron, and occasionally you hear about the showrunner and what they're trying to do, but almost always it's about Voltron. I don't understand why this is about Noelle Stevenson, made by Noelle Stevenson, for Noelle Stevenson, all the friends of Noelle Stevenson, and do we mention Noelle Stevenson? And now it's her OCs buy and look like Noelle Stevenson.
Oh my God.
I don't understand. I mean, why are you doing such a disrespectful thing to SHERA?
This is the biggest fuck up they could have done as far as an article. Okay, knowing that there's so much backlash against SHERA, knowing that fans are concerned that SHERA will not resemble classic SHERA in any way, shape, or form, knowing those concerns, what they should have done has been like, we talked about, they should do an article connecting old school SHERA to the new show.
Those are worried. Here's how we're paying. Here's how we're connecting the two. Here's how we're going to take the elements of the old into the new, and it's still going to be SHERA. It's still going to be something that you all can love. It's just different. They could do that. Or they could just put more shit out there and stir the pot more.
Yeah, so what they do, so instead of coming back and saying, hey guys, let's show you a little more of this series so you feel better about the direction of the show and combat some of that criticism. Oh no, we're going to throw some kerosene on the bonfire and tell everybody that the showrunner is going to insert her original Dungeons and Dragons characters into the series.
Yeah, because I think the problems people had, besides the fact that SHERA looked very much like not a SHERA, was the fact that it was constant. Noelle Stevenson. We mentioned like she invented SHERA and everything else, and she didn't. But like they're kind of pushing it that way.
Yeah,
and
they are.
People were like
weird.
already like, wait, what? And then you're turning around and then you're putting more of that in there instead of just being like, let me show you some of the video. Let me show you some of these things. Let me show you a trailer. Let me do something to make sure we win you all back and make sure you understand that it is different, but we still respect the original. Instead, we're going to pick the most controversial pictures we can find and put them out there originally to cause a lot of crap. And then when it calms down, it seems like people have calmed down from it. Oh, we can't have that happen. Now we got to, throw some more kerosene. Oh, it's an ember. Throw some kerosene on it quick.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if they're not just trolling the old school fans to keep people talking about the show. Because we went, you asked me how they're doing.
She's an expert at trolling.
She's very good at trolling. So you asked me how it was doing on Facebook. Okay, this is the official page for SHERA on Netflix. It's sat at about 2,500, 2,600 people for months. Like, nobody is following this page. They haven't updated the page since July. They put some pictures up. There was a lot of backlash. If you read the comments, people didn't like it. And again, the best way to shut down the criticism would be to show a trailer. Show the actual series. Let people know that this is going to be all right.
They might look a little different, but they're still very
right.
much at the core the same characters. That kind of thing. We're just updating it, that kind of thing. And they're not doing that. They're showing us nothing, but they're giving us a new story about Noelle Stevenson. Because don't we know it's all about her?
Yeah, I mean, instead, and it's not even like, let's do another article about Noelle Stevenson. People were accusing her of turning SHERA into like a self-insert character, that she was putting herself into the show. And the very next article they release is Noelle Stevenson's putting her original Dungeons and Dragons characters into the show. Like, that's just, God, that's the stupidest thing you could have put out there. Where the hell is Mattel? Where is Mattel? Because you're not going to sell toys of Noelle Stevenson's Dungeons and Dragons characters. Where is Mattel in all of this?
I don't know.
Like,
if they're listening, I very much want those dolls from San Diego Comic-Con, though, and I will buy those. But they're old SHERA, so. But I'm just saying, that'd be like, okay, well, I'm trying to, I don't want to rag on Steven Universe because we watch Steven Universe, but I'm just going to use that again because that seems to be their go-to. That'd be like, hey guys, guess what? I'm rebooting Steven Universe. But good news, I've got my own Dungeons and Dragons characters that I'm gonna create right after I announce this. I mean, I've been making for a while. So are you ready? Okay, here's my new characters. I have Malachite. He's the leader. Malachite. He's very manly. Don't worry, he's got a man bun. So
his gem is his man bun.
Yeah. So don't worry, he's not too far. He's got a man bun. But he's very masculine. He likes to mansplain. But he's there for comic relief because we all know that mansplaining is just ridiculous.
Yeah, right.
He's the leader, but he's there for comic relief. After that, I have Hepatite. And Hepatite is like, the people you see on the internet who try to play both sides. Like, I'm man, but, I'm actually a feminist. And, I'm both. And
Should it be hypocrite?
Well, that's why it's Hepatite. And he's that's who he is. And then the last one is he's like actually an enemy. He's Alexandrite the Great. He's there because he's a conqueror. He's very, very large. He's got large breasts large pecs, because I don't think it's fair. Some men have larger pecs and we're dismissing them. And I don't want to dismiss or body shame anyone. So he's got very large pecs to make up for the fact.
He's got man boobs.
No, they're pecs, but they're big, so that they're man boobs. But his boobs are large because most men who have larger boobs aren't represented enough.
Right.
But good news, he's a fusion. He's got 2 gems.
Where it counts. Right.
And I'm inserting them because there's just not enough masculinity.
Yeah, I know.
Steven.
Steven Universe is like all chicks.
And I think that that's not fair, and that was not represented fairly. So these are my new OCs. The ones I've been playing on Dungeons and Dragons for a while now, and I'm going to reboot Steven, and
Universe,
I'm going to add these to it.
Because these were your first characters, right?
Yeah, but the first try.
Like this is the very first try.
I was just so awesome in the first go.
You rolled these characters, and now they're going to be in a multi-million-dollar series.
Oh,
yeah.
and it's going to be. And I've already done the deal with a PR company that it's going to be Geeky Sparkles Steven Universe.
Trademark.
Yeah.
Trademark that.
So that we all know that, because I have to make sure. They already did a picture. They've already done an interview. I've already drawn a picture of myself wearing a shirt with my characters on it and a bunch of penises. It's all good.
Your characters and a bunch of penises.
Yeah, well,
so everybody knows.
I have to make sure I'm pushing that people know this is what I'm about.
That you're all about the penises.
I'm all about promoting that this show is lacking on some things that I feel it's lacking on. I need to promote that.
Not enough penises on Steven Universe.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was problematic that the original Steven Universe.
And the penises they have are non-threatening penises. So
yeah,
they
you need some threatening
Exactly.
penises. I know, right? What is wrong? Gosh, you're so enlightened.
You
are
they're more
so with it.
They're more threatening, and we need that because the ones that are there are non-threatening, and that doesn't go with what I'm trying to get across to people, me and my people. So I'm going to add that.
All right, you heard it here, folks. Steven Geeky Sparkle, Steven Universe.
Let's be honest. If someone said that, they would flip and lose their shit. They'd be like, "You can't do that."
I know, right?
But they have a man bun. Well, I don't care. That's still not Steven Universe. But the one guy is like, he like plays both sides. He's for both sides. Well, you can't have that. That's not Steven Universe. Well, the one guy's really big with big boobs, and that's your body shape. If you don't agree with that, you're clearly body shaming men. How dare you? I thought it was body positivity over there. But he's got balls. And he's menacing. That doesn't go with Steven Universe. My point is, these are ridiculous. Clearly ridiculous. I understand that. But I'm just trying to make a point. I'm like, they don't fit.
Yeah, I know.
None of this stuff seems to fit.
I know. This is just, I cannot believe, I mean, this seriously, somebody mentioned it being a joke. Like, this is like a freaking comedy skit. It is. It's like, I've never seen any like promotional campaign for any animated series as like clueless as
I've never seen any
SHERA promotion.
I've never seen promotional campaign
God.
for any other animated series that was so heavily based on one person, as if they created it, they made it, it's all them.
Right.
Every idea is theirs. I've never seen anything like that, because any popular show I can think of, it's not handled this way.
Yeah.
Ever. Especially, and if it is ever handled this way, where you hear more about the creator, it's because the show has proven to be very popular, and people want to know more about the creator. We haven't even seen the show yet. It's not even about the show. There's nothing about the show. It's all about one person.
It's all about Noelle Stevenson. It's not even about the team. It's all about Noelle Stevenson. And again, this is the same mindset that Crunchyroll has with their quote-unquote anime series, where it's all about, like, they keep pushing the creators, but they're not actually showing the series. Like, people don't give a shit. Alex Hirsch got big for Gravity Falls because Gravity Falls was cool, and it got a huge following, and then people wanted to know. Then they wanted to know.
Like, they have this big picture of the cast. Like, here's all these casts. Look how diverse the cast is. That's great. And look how much Noelle Stevenson looks like Adora. I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
But anyway, look how diverse the cast is that we haven't heard anything from. We haven't heard any video. We haven't seen any video. We haven't seen any opportunities to see any of this. All we've been given are stills that were very diverse of stills. Like, they could have picked 100 other better pictures, and they didn't. And do we mention Noelle Stevenson? Here's Noelle Stevenson. Hey, guess what? Noelle Stevenson. I mean, I don't care. I don't care about Noelle Stevenson. I care about SHERA. That's what they want. SHERA.
Yeah.
And if you were to go with a name, why don't you pick somebody that actually had a name that people knew?
And this oh, there goes the truck. Live. This is live. We can't cut that. I actually tried to stop the recording for a minute while the truck went by, and I couldn't do it.
Oh, I didn't know what you were doing.
Everybody's saying hi.
You're always fiddling with something. Hi, everybody.
You need to explain that a little bit. I'm pushing buttons and stuff. Don't worry. This isn't that kind of live stream. So this is concerning. I didn't even see this quote from her, and this is what blows my mind about the situation with her being given SHERA, is she doesn't really have a lot of experience. She's the showrunner of a high-profile reboot of a beloved 80s cult classic TV series, and she's got very little experience other than comics. She said, I've had to learn so much in such a relatively short period of time because being a showrunner requires so many different skills. Yes, those are skills that you usually pick up as you work your way up the ladder.
As you've earned it.
Yeah, as you work your way up the ladder.
That's when you actually do the jobs leading up to it.
I know, it's not just making a comic where it's yourself doing the writing, drawing, doing everything. You are working with a team of people that you do not see.
It's not just about yourself. As every article is about her. Wait. It's not just about yourself. It's about the team. The team. Of me. The team. Did I mention this article about me? Here's a picture I drew of myself just to put in the article about me.
Okay, Fire Xy is not going to let this go. Thank you so much.
Me. We're not watching the Serbian film.
Geeky, what's your favorite part of a Serbian film? The Serbians. The scrub next to you was playing Koi the other night.
No, he was busy making voices.
I was busy trying to make an old game sound interesting.
Making these ridiculous character voices. I was in the room trying not to laugh my butt off really loudly.
Yeah, so again, if those of you who are just joining us, who are just coming in, we got a bunch of people coming in. Noelle Stevenson, showrunner of the SHERA Reboot, the much beloved SHERA Reboot on Netflix, is now, as if it wasn't kind of Mary Sue enough, she is admitting that she's bringing her own Dungeons and Dragons characters. They had Rule 34
out of the news. I'm not surprised. God. That doesn't surprise me. I like to say it does, but it doesn't.
Oh, I'm sure. It's like SHERA and Catra. Yeah, so she's gonna put her own Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition characters.
But her character might be cool. We don't know that. I'm just like, you can't.
The show.
But if you know people are having a problem with the fact that you're making it not about the actual show, but about this one person, and it's a person that has the people are very good question greatly because of past bad behavior on social media platforms. You don't make a whole other article. You try to calm it down. You don't try to stir it more, which it sounds to me like we're more interested in stirring up shit than they are about actually, focusing on what matters, the actual show.
Yeah.
I mean, show us the show.
Yeah, well, this is what I want to know. Where the hell is the trailer for SHERA? Like, if the trailer's good, if the show is good, like, you can't tell me that they are 3.5 months out from releasing this series and they don't even have an intro. Thundercats freaking Roar, which looks like garbage. Thundercats Roar, they had the intro done already. They had some of the animation done. They showed it in the trailer. That show's not even supposed to come out until next year. You're telling me there's nothing of SHERA that they can show.
But even then, you weren't constantly hearing about, you heard a little bit about the person in charge, but it wasn't like, hey, it's so-and-so running this. And here's an article with his face and his man bun smiling at the character in his hand. It wasn't like that,
Yeah, I mean, that's just... Well, that's it. They're pushing, even Thundercats Roar, okay, they got the man bun dude running the show, but he just talked a little bit in the trailer. It wasn't all about him. This is, with SHERA, this is all about Noelle Stevenson. Everything about the show has been about Noelle Stevenson.
They keep saying Netflix creator, SHERA creator. She didn't create SHERA, people. And what worries me is they should say showrunner, but they're not. They're saying creator, which indicates two things. Either one, she's taking credit for SHERA.
Oh yeah, I didn't even catch that. You're right.
Or two.
No, she's not.
She completely fucked it up and redid it so differently now that it is no longer SHERA and it's something completely different. And then you know what I'm saying? You're the repurposer. You're the adapter.
You're an adapter. You did not create this. This is the thing too. Like these people come in and they reboot a series and then they act as if they originated the show. No, you, like Geeky said, you adapted the show. You're a repurposer. It's just it's very arrogant. It's like, okay, I did a fanfic, I did some fan art, so I own it now.
Oh, I'm gonna start doing that. There's a lot of money to be made. I'm gonna do some Star Wars fan art. I own it. I'm gonna save it. Okay, anyway, go ahead. What you want to read the thing?
Oh, thank you, Nicholas, so much. We still don't know how the other characters look. We haven't seen any of Hordak. A little bit. No, we have one character, or we have a couple characters. We saw Bo, and I think it's supposed to be Glimmer. Glimmer, who, yeah, okay,
I think that's all we've seen is,
we've got Catra, who looks like every cat girl in every anime ever.
Look, I'm pouty and angsty.
And she looks nothing like Catra.
Real Catra, will rip your face off and let it go.
And we've got, people are getting upset about Chubby Glimmer, which...
Being chubby doesn't bother me. The fact that it looks like a Steven Universe rinse bothers me.
And you know, Bo, they race swap Bo, which is fine. But,
yeah, doesn't bother me either.
I don't know. He just looks, I don't know. It looks very Steven Universe, yeah. Yeah, Merle from Escaflowne, exactly.
That's what we keep saying. That's what we keep thinking. She looks like Merle. However, I will say, I do like the two different eye colors. I think that's a nice improvement. But
that's kind of a cool touch.
Other than that, no, not an improvement. I mean, that Catra, she'd claw your eyes out and then, you know, row at you. She wouldn't just be like, I'm gonna hug my knees to my chest and pout.
Yeah, Bo had. Yeah, where's Bo's porn stash? Bo needs a porn stash. Anyway, is this guy's name Catra? Why do we see all these pictures of this dude? Yeah, better be a little more specific. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now, this would have been the 2002 redesign, which is freaking awesome.
You can see the strength and the angst coming. Oh, yeah, it is awesome.
That is awesome. That's the 2002 Catra.
Look, she's got boobs.
I know.
She's not allowed that. Oh, and look, she's got a face in her crotch, too.
Oh, yeah, she does. She's got a pussy. So
that's where men's faces belong. No, I'm kidding. That sounds wrong.
What did you say?
No, not like that. Not like that.
What did you
that
say?
came out wrong. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean it that way. I meant like the way these women act. That's right. They belong in the. You know, never mind. That's not what I meant. I didn't. I didn't mean it that way. It came out completely wrong.
That is where men's faces belong. You must service Catra. Freaking know your place.
I did not mean it that way.
Get on your knees, Bo. Get on your knees.
Oh my
God.
That's not what I meant.
Oh my God.
I didn't mean it that way. I meant the only place men, you know, like you cut a man's head off or something, and like you're wearing it like an ornament, and it belongs like, you know, someplace. It didn't come out the way I meant it. Let's pretend I didn't
Strike
say
that. Let's go back and. So anyway,
my face is so red.
Yeah.
It matches my hair.
Anyway. For those of you just coming in,
that's not what I meant, people. That's not what I meant.
So for those of you just coming in, Netflix SHERA showrunner Noelle Stevenson, who had relatively limited experience in comics and somehow got handed the keys to SHERA, has announced that she is inserting her original Dungeons & Dragons characters into the show. This is not a joke. This is not a parody. It's coming from Entertainment Weekly. Story by this really happy looking this guy. Nick is telling us that yes, she's bringing her 5th edition Tiefling character to SHERA.
His face would make a good belt. I'm just saying.
What?
His face would make a good
belt. And now we're watching Hulu. I don't know what the hell's going on here. So
okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to say things anymore because apparently I just randomly say things and it's not like where we can edit it and I can explain it better.
Yeah, it's live. So this is Catra. So
we got Merle and we got Noelle.
And this is Catra in the original show, and this is badass 2002 Catra that we never got. Freaking 2002.
She had boobs.
Did you know that one of the folks running the show on Voltron worked on 2002 He-Man? I just found that out not too long ago.
No.
And I can't remember her name.
Because you know why? I watch a show, I don't know who worked on it, and I don't actually look it up.
Because nobody gives a shit.
I'm interested in the show.
Right. I
got Merle and Noelle. And what else we got?
Well, we got Glimmer. Who, compared to
an Amethyst ripoff.
Yeah, I thought it was Amethyst at first. So compared to, original Glimmer.
Make sure you're looking up the original. Okay.
Yeah, who we had to sell. We used to actually have a sell of Glimmer. There's not much going on there. There's no kick-ass 2002 version of Glimmer. Oh well. Anyway, that's Glimmer. And Bo's
looks confused.
He wonders why he's here. And
I want to know where
I want to know where his porn stash went. Also, he's got Lando's haircut from Solo. I just have to point that out. Oh God.
I'm trying to be good now. I'm not saying much because I'm afraid I'm gonna say something stupid again. I do that often.
Yeah.
Off it.
So this is sort of this new trend now, and this is the same with the video we did the other night concerning the Crunchyroll's original anime, where they're focusing on the creators of the show first, regardless of whether or not you know who the hell they actually are, and then they're not showing any of the actual footage. And you're supposed to get on board with it. You're supposed to like it.
Yes, because you're supposed to, because a writing team of all women is diversity.
Right.
Last medical definition of diversity, that's not diversity. But
No,
okay.
no.
All women is diversity. And the very light-skinned women writing team on SHERA is diversity. And if you don't agree with that, well, then you're just,
You're a hater.
You're just insert your ist right there.
Right.
I think my problem with this whole thing is, besides the fact that what we're seeing scares me, is that it's not about the show, it's about the person.
Yeah, here we're going to watch ourselves.
I don't watch myself.
We're going to watch
also
ourselves.
something stupid.
We're going to watch ourselves. But it's the same thing. It's where we're talking about, the person working on the show, who nobody knows who this person actually is, but you're supposed to immediately fall in love with the show because you like the people working on the show.
I can understand having the creator say a couple words. That I can understand.
Yeah, I get that.
But then when you make it all about everybody else working on it, and they're showing a little bit of like sketches, but you're not actually seeing anything, and it became more of like a Kickstarter PSA on diversity than it became on anything else. And
which many people have pointed out in the comments, diversity being a room full of white women.
Pretty much.
I mean, pretty much. And it's the same with SHERA.
With this it's the show. With SHERA, it's an established IP. It's not. This is at least something kind of new.
Right,
so you can't really use the same argument here. But SHERA is an established IP. It's been around for years. Has a huge fan base. And you're not hearing about it. It should be about Netflix's upcoming SHERA show, but it's not. It's about everything's about Noelle Stevenson. Oh, and did we mention she's working on SHERA? Noelle Stevenson and SHERA. Noelle Stevenson and SHERA. And then some people were like, "Well, what the flip?"
Yeah, it's and we'll tell you. What I honestly think is this is what I think is going on, because I know she does. Noelle Stevenson has a PR firm that works for her. I know this. There are certain people in comics that do have PR people that go out there to handle this. And I think this is a result of that. I think the PR firm is trying to push her to further her career beyond SHERA.
And FYI, anybody can get the PR firm to work for you. How much they say it was to start? Because we know the PR firm. And how much was it? Like $1,600?
$1,600 for a campaign.
For a small campaign.
There are
PR. That cost a few thousand.
There are PR firms that actually specialize in comics and animation representation. I know what it costs, and this just seems since
we're going to use one for ours.
We were thinking of that, yeah. So, but yeah, this is just. I'm telling you, that's what's going on here, and it's all about pushing her career beyond.
And I just don't understand why
Netflix. SHERA is a stepping stone.
But I just don't. I mean, why is Netflix not saying anything? I mean, you think Netflix would be at least, or Mattel would be at least, hey, this is causing a lot of backlash. Maybe we should just, focus on the show.
That would be the smart thing to do.
What it's supposed to be about.
What?
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm wondering, is this Netflix, or is this Stevenson just kind of going rogue and getting publicity for Stevenson?
Because Netflix, you think, would stop it. Like, I mean, I know if you go and do that, other companies, they would be like, no, they have to approve it. And my next thing too is like, what I thought was funny about the Dungeons and Dragons. Why would you bring up Dungeons and Dragons? Because Netflix is one of Netflix's other huge shows is Stranger Things, and on Stranger Things, Dungeons and Dragons is a huge part of Stranger Things. It's also basically a whole reboot of the '80s.
Yeah,
you took the whole decade and rebooted it. Stranger Things.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so they're going to use we're going to put her name with Dungeons and Dragons because somehow it makes her, makes it more. It's going to be good because we're doing Dungeons and Dragons. What else? Just like Stranger Things. We did good with the '80s and Stranger Things.
Yeah, I know. It's
don't doubt us.
I mean, this just blows my. It's almost like they're trying to build her geek cred, like, because I think she was on some like RPG. Was it Saving Throw or something? She's on some like YouTube show or something as like Peter Pan or something. I think I remember seeing. I don't know, something like that. You'll have to Google it. I have no idea.
So she's a Lost Boy now?
I have no idea. But like it's like these are not things I would brag about. Be like, yeah, I like just started playing Dungeons and Dragons like the same week I heard about SHERA. Like, I'd never heard of SHERA before, but they said, hey, you want to do SHERA? So I'm like,
Well, no,
yeah.
she pitched SHERA.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
and that was the person who was in charge of Mattel that was running it into the ground.
Right. The person that was running Mattel into the ground. Yes, it's no longer there.
She was very receptive to those ideas. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think she's the one who, agreed to it before, she got canned.
Yeah. Mattel is, and we talked about this in a previous video. Mattel is hemorrhaging money. It's not looking good. It's just bad. It's just bad. It's bad. Mattel has a new CEO. The CEO is actually from Maker Studios, which is not necessarily a good thing.
A better choice.
But the person, the CEO from before, she's out the door. Mattel is, they're doing very, very bad right now. And if they were counting on SHERA to sell toys, I don't think the show's going to sell toys. So I don't know what's going on, but Mattel's not saying anything. Netflix isn't saying anything. DreamWorks isn't saying anything.
And we're not seeing anything.
No, they pretty much abandoned their Facebook page. Like, they came out of the gate swinging. Once they got the backlash, they stopped posting stuff last month, and it's basically sat at about 2,600.
You know what they're counting on, I think?
2,600 people.
I think what they're counting on, and this is what I think like Scholastic and all that stuff counts on too, is the kids will watch what you give them, and their option is that or nothing. They're gonna that's their thinking. They're gonna watch that. Actually, we're just gonna watch the Dragon Prince instead. But right. That, I think that's what they're thinking, and it's like I think Scholastic does that too with a lot of their books. It's like, well, they'll buy it because that's what we're giving them to buy, and that happens a lot. Is why these books sell so well, because that's what they're presented with.
Well, it's
Why the shows that are absolute garbage have get any traction whatsoever, because that's what your choice is.
Yeah, graphic novels. They pretty much they keep it very kind of lean, and then they just market whatever to kids. Scholastic first, second, and that's why these graphic novels get these like ridiculous numbers, because they're pushing them in the book
fairs and
book orders, and if kids only have a choice of like a couple of comic books and a couple of like educational books, they're gonna pick the comic books. Oh, thank you, Nightbound. You did not have to give us money, but we certainly do appreciate it. Hello, been watching a lot of your stuff, and you two are great. Happy I could make it for a live stream. Well, thank you so much for coming in. This is just, we're just kind of floored by how SHERA is being handled. I don't know what's going on with it. I mean, none of this makes
There is no SHERA. There's only Noelle Stevenson.
There's no SHERA. There's only Zool. None of this makes sense. How this is being handled doesn't make sense. Hey, speaking of Zool, did you hear that Melissa McCarthy's puppet sex movie is like the worst movie of the year?
I didn't see it to tell you that.
Can you I'm going to take a slight detour here. Happy Time Murders.
There we go. We go from SHERA to...
Well, we're talking about Zool. We're talking about
puppets.
Ghostbusters. We're talking about failed reboots. Let's talk about Melissa McCarthy's puppet sex movie. I don't even know who thought this was a good idea. How that got greenlit. It came out this weekend. People said it was absolutely horrible. It got like 0 stars in Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
surprise.
who wants to see, like, how you pitch that? Like, hey, guys, I got this great idea. Okay, we got Melissa McCarthy, we've got puppets, and we've got puppet junk, and we're gonna put all that together in a movie. It's like Sausage Party with Muppets and Melissa McCarthy
and Silly String.
It's sexy as hell. It's gonna make a lot of money. Her career is gonna rebound from Ghostbusters.
Let's have 2 hooker Muppets that keep trying to get her. They keep thinking it's a him, and they're trying to get him in bed with them. That's a great movie. I'd pay. Who'd pay to see that? I want to see.
Well, apparently somebody did. Actually, we had somebody in the comments. Megalo Blazemon said, "Oh no, I saw Happy Time Murders. It was not the worst movie of the year. I've seen some absolutely shitty films this year." Okay, well that's good to know, because actually I was kind of like, Muppet sex and Melissa McCarthy. That might not be terrible.
You thought that for a moment?
I didn't.
That ranks up there with she's got a man on her crotch where he belongs. Anyway, so what do you think of fans who love rebooted shows but the same disregard and ignore the original version of the show? I hope that makes sense.
What do you think of fans who love rebooted shows but the same disregard and ignore? Are we talking about something like Battlestar Galactica?
No, I think what he's saying is they really love the reboot, but they disregard or ignore the original.
Yeah, well, Battlestar Galactica actually I think would fall in that, because Battlestar Galactica, the original show, was basically a Star Wars knockoff, and then the reboot was a very, very different show. I mean, it kept the basic premise, but like everything was different, and it had a fan base that was totally different from the fan base of the original show.
Which is what's going to happen with SHERA.
I think so. I think we'll have the Tumblr crowd will like new SHERA. That'll be their SHERA.
Yeah. May save y'all some trouble. I know it's not for me. You don't have to tell me again. I trust me. I made that decision right off. This is not for me. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, we SHERA puppets. Yeah, we went from writing comics to Christian porn before. We just jump all over here.
We did.
I don't know where that came from.
Good reboots, DuckTales and Voltron.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I think if we had a list of recent reboots done right, I would say DuckTales and Voltron. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's why we were actually excited about Netflix doing SHERA, because we're like, Voltron was pretty awesome. SHERA's going to be awesome too. It's going to be like 2002 He-Man with that anime style. And that's what we were thinking. And then we were like, shoot.
When I first heard she was coming out, I was so excited until I saw who was a showrunner. And immediately, if you remember, you sent it to me, or I sent it to you. And then I was like, but did you see who was running it? And then we both were like, crap.
Yeah, Geeky was like so excited. They showed, original SHERA art in Entertainment Weekly. And she's like, oh my God, Netflix is bringing SHERA back. This is going to be so kick-ass. And then she goes down like 2 paragraphs. It's like, by showrunner Noelle Stevenson.
And I was like, and then I thought, okay, but you know what? That might not be a bad thing. Lumberjanes is pretty good. So maybe, because it's Netflix and they do Voltron, it's really good, that it's not going to be bad. Like,
right.
I'm sure Netflix is going to say, you have to keep it to this. It's going to be fine. And then it became the Noelle Stevenson show with SHERA. And I was like, oh, this is bad.
Noelle Stevenson and her amazing friends. Do. No,
but they're all her.
They're all her amazing friends. Well, look like her. No, but that's what's worrisome about this is just everything is about Noelle Stevenson. And again, in animation, she's basically unproven. She's written a couple of scripts. I don't think people care. Chuck Austin supposedly is a co-showrunner. I've only heard that from the Mary Sue, but he is in IMDb, and he actually has a much longer resume, but we're not going to say anything about a man being in charge of SHERA, because that's just not good. Okay, so I'm trying to catch up with, man, you guys are coming a lot. Let me try to catch up here. It's so depressing that in the East, they target a diverse group of fans of all ages and races, while the West only panders to children. I don't even know if they pander to children. A lot of these newer shows are basically pandering to adults who still think they're children.
But they put the demographic as children.
Right. But, let's face it.
They keep dumbing things down.
Steven Universe is not really a show for kids,
little kids. To children.
It's, come on. The fusion dance where they're putting their heads inside their crotches to fuse. Come on. That's not a kid show. I'm
on the whole head and crotches again. I'm sorry.
Heads and crotches and heads and puppets. Anyway,
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, the 2011 Thundercats. I've actually never seen it, but I heard it was really good. It looked pretty cool. And I think it was probably expensive. People had said that the reason it was canceled was that the toys did not sell well, I guess. And I think the toys, that was a big part with 2002 He-Man too, because 2002 He-Man, the toys sold really, really well. At first you couldn't find them, and then once the shelves got cluttered with He-Man and Skeletors, they couldn't give away.
What they do is every case of toys, they'd have several He-Mans and Skeletors and a couple of the new ones, and then it was overrun with He-Mans and Skeletors. Okay, question: during the Comic-Con some time ago, they confirmed the Black Lion pilot Voltron be gay, which they did, and everyone making a big deal about it. If he was always gay, what does confirmation have to do? I don't know, because they went in and had to make sure you knew he was, which is okay. What got me more was the fact that people are mad now. Because they said that they queer baited the audience because the person they indicated was his boyfriend. I don't want to ruin it or spoil it. There's an issue with that. But they said that you're going into the one trope. I can't tell you without ruining it for those who didn't see it.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. The show is mostly about fighting battles and being on these lions of Voltron and working as a team and everything else. It's not about relationships in that way anyway. The most you get of relationships is, Lance had a thing for the princess, and Lotor and the princess kind of had a little thing going on, but mostly it was this, it was just because it was plot driven, and it was mostly brushed off because it doesn't matter what their relationships is. No one really cares who likes who's gay and who's straight. I just thought it was interesting because everybody's having such a fit about it. But it really is so not necessary to the show anyway.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah,
You
I know.
I just don't understand it.
It's never enough. Megalo Blazemon said part of Thundercats getting canned was Cartoon Network decided they wanted to do a Lego Thundercats show.
Oh,
it didn't
God.
pan out. We got Legends of Chima. That actually makes sense because I thought Legends of Chima was very Thundercat-ish. And I'm like, how are they getting away with
sense.
this? That totally makes sense.
Legend of Chima wasn't that bad, though.
Yeah, it was okay. It was like I liked the original Ninjago. Then we saw the Ninjago movie and it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was like a parody of Ninjago. It's like, no, Ninjago was actually good.
It's like somebody thought we have to dumb this down and make it
It
more
was.
about being funny.
Yeah, it was like a Tumblr. It was like a Tumblr parody of Ninjago, and Ninjago was fine. And Ninjago was. I used to watch Ninjago.
It was good. I watched
an adult,
it
I
too.
loved it. I loved it.
We watch a lot of these kid shows
I know.
because that's what we do. So anyway, his representation not perfect, but not queer. But yeah, that's what I thought too. He's gay, but it doesn't. He doesn't leave with sexual. Exactly. It's not his defining feature, and that's what I don't understand about anything. Like you go out in life anywhere in the real world, and you meet a lot of really awesome people, and some of them are straight, and some of them are gay, and some of them are different. Everybody's different things, but you might not even never know what they're packing or who they like.
Oh,
because I didn't know he passed away.
John, 7 minutes ago. An hour ago.
Well,
John
that's
McCain
sad.
died. Oh, no.
I knew he wasn't doing good.
They just said yesterday he was we're gonna pause here. R.I.P. John McCain because he said he was going off the cancer medication. Like yesterday, I think I read that, and now he's gone already. So wow,
That's sad.
God, that sucks. Okay, well, back to complaining about cartoons. No, I mean,
sounds mean.
I know it does, but people aren't watching the video.
But
for
that
John
is
McCain.
sad. What I was saying
It
was,
is sad.
it's like
Actually, it's very
it's
sad.
not like it's not your defining quality. Me being straight is not my defining quality. I mean, a lot of people who meet me, they don't. If I say tell them I'm straight, how are they gonna know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what they're saying. It's like it wasn't really important to know. I'm sure some of the other, I'm wondering a couple of the other people on this ship are like different things, but it's not important because what's important is the show and the teamwork and everything else. And
Right.
yeah, I get what they're saying. It's like, why do we have to shoehorn it in and make it a big deal when it really isn't?
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
I know. It just shows how much has changed. Like when we were kids, again, we said before that.
Yeah, he was kind of an a-hole. I thought that too. I'm like, they're all like, oh, he's dead. But he was a dick. So, it's like, and you didn't know him enough. You didn't know enough about him to even care about it. But they got so mad about it. Anyway.
Back in my day, Shiro died 6 episodes in, not living for not living for 7 seasons. No, didn't he went away to like Norway or something? Sven, I can't remember what happened exactly. It's been a while, but they just and he sent letters. He sent letters to the Voltron team so kids knew that he was still alive.
Right.
So, anyway, yeah. So
let fans believing to be part of the story, be excited about. But why does it matter? That's like Kay saying, hey, guess what? This character, straight. You can be excited about it because no one cares. It doesn't matter to the story. I mean, yes, having a representation that somebody is gay matters, but it's not like a major plot point of the story. It's just, by the way, he's really kick-ass. He, was a clone and now he's brought back and he's kind of recovering, but he was still kind of leader and everything else, and he's amazing. That matters. He had a boyfriend back home, doesn't matter. They all have people back home. They have moms back home. They have siblings back home. It wasn't important. So anyway, and they still address it. They still made it important, and that's
Yeah, and that's kind of where we're kind of leading with a lot of these new series is right out of the gate. It's like, here's the team working on it, and the show's gonna be all about XYZ representation for XY because these characters are XYZ, and it's like, well, that's a PSA.
And
that's
I do get representation matters. I totally get that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
However, I just think
there are better ways to do it. There are better ways, smarter ways to do it.
I thought what they did was
more
fine.
realistic ways to do it.
It was fine. They made you know. Because it wasn't like really important to the story that he was, but they let you know that he was. Okay, cool. And we're moving on. So I don't understand. Okay. But anyway,
people walk in, they're confused about, we're talking about SHERA. Yeah, we are talking about SHERA. We have over 200 people. Oh my God, we have over 200 people on right now.
Ewok. I like droids too. Sorry, they're talking about Ewoks and droids. Okay. I like them too, but I'd be afraid of what would happen to if they rebooted it. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, with anything Star Wars at this point, I'm Resistance. Now, last thing I heard, it had like 80,000 downvotes on YouTube.
I don't know.
The trailer, like people are really freaking hating this. It's like nobody likes cartoons anymore.
Hey, watch it. Letting girls online was not a mistake. Thank you very much. You wouldn't get that funny video with the horse unicorn thing if girls weren't.
Oh yeah, if you didn't watch Geeky's squirting unicorn toy opening, you can go out to the channel and watch it. It was a freaking disaster.
Oh yeah, you missed around. I was a little bit irritated. I'll say this about SHERA. I would come out with I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's the mom way to be more mad than mad. I'm not mad at you. I'm disappointed.
Okay, so we have a lot of people coming in for this one. Okay, so here's what's going on. This story is actually about a week old. Somehow we missed it. Showrunner of the Netflix SHERA reboot, Noelle Stevenson, has announced that she's bringing her OC Dungeons and Dragons characters to the series because that's what everybody wanted.
Well, I think it's more because I'm more upset, not about that as much as I am about the fact that I don't understand why everything about SHERA, we're not being shown anything, and everything we have to hear about it is always about Noelle Stevenson and not SHERA. That's
they're hiding the show. I honestly think they're hiding the show for some reason. I honestly am wondering.
Oh, you gotta get about 16 minutes into the unicorn video. That's when it gets really fun. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a poopsie unicorn.
Yeah, she was poopsie, all right.
Yeah,
in her hair, all over my table,
God, it was so horrible.
It exploded. Anyway,
so gotta head out, gotta watch some shows. Yeah, He-Man 2002. God, He-Man 2002 was so good. I was so upset that they canceled it. So upset. Which edition? No, it's 5th edition. 5th edition. She's gonna put her Tiefling character, Tiefling Warlock Nightmare Baby, into her.
That she sold her soul to the devil because she was mad because she wanted to make her mom mad.
Yeah. So I don't even know where to go with this. I'm just like, I seriously, like, you cannot make this up. Like, this was the last thing that a torn fandom wants to hear is that the showrunner, instead of trying to mend some fences and bring out some more footage or something to be like, hey guys, no, the show's actually going to be pretty good. It's going to be okay. They're like, oh no, she's going to put her own characters. She's going to put her own original, her own OCs into SHERA. That'll make it better.
And then that's not. Did they give a little teeny bit of glimmer where they said that that she is still He-Man's sister? But and then they had to end it with, well, after all you have the thick skin after all the backlash. But it doesn't make me a better person or better creator. I just let it go. Which means if I don't think you have any merit in what you're saying, it doesn't go along with what I think, I just ignore it. Yeah. So I mean, it's a nice way of flipping you off. Just saying,
Yeah, she's basically saying she's not listening to any of the feedback for the show. She's the showrunner. You're not.
She is the show. Haven't you noticed this?
She is the show. Neener.
She is the show. I've never seen like this. I've never seen like this. It's like, I just want to see the show. I mean, if the show's good, I'll say it's good. I'm not seeing anything about the show other than some really poorly chosen pieces of art. And the fact that, did we mention Noelle Stevenson? Hey, guess what? It's Noelle Stevenson. Here's Noelle Stevenson. Did we mention that? Just in case you missed it, Noelle Stevenson. Oh, and it's about SHERA too.
Yeah, and again, this concerns me too, that she's basically talking that the SHERA at first is going to be very awkward. And I'm like, oh my God, there's going to be all kinds of goofball jokes and humor about SHERA learning to be SHERA that I don't know how that's going to.
But she's taller.
Tumblr, yeah, she's taller.
It's not a Death Star, it's Star Killer base because it's bigger.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how this is going. I mean, I think Tumblr's going to love it because they're going to be like, they're going to totally eat this up. But I think that the rest of the world and the other 95% of the real world is going to be like, what the hell did you do to SHERA?
Well, yeah, someone said at this point the show's completely animated. Yeah, that's what we're saying. If it's done, or a lot of it's done, I just want to see something. And instead of like showing people like, here's what we got, here's like a little trailer, here's like a little bit of it to show you, because just to put you at ease, this is we're respecting the original, but we're going to make it a little bit cooler, and here's what we're doing. They're not showing you anything. Instead, when it dies down a bit, people calm down, we throw this out there to stir the pot more, but we still don't show you anything. And I mean, there's got to be stuff to show people at this point. So why aren't you just showing people stuff? I mean, maybe people would calm down if they could see it and see that it wasn't a train wreck.
I think.
And I still hope to God it's not a train wreck.
What I'm concerned about is it is a train wreck, and they're hiding it. And they're hiding it because they know there's actually going to be more. There's going to be more backlash if they show something. I mean, we could be totally wrong. I mean, if the show's good, we'll watch it. We'll say, hey, the show's good. But there's just so much, high strangeness around how they're promoting the show. The fact that even with the show coming out in November, that they waited until like July to say much about it.
Right.
They've been working on it for 2 years. Thundercats Roar, they dropped a trailer a year before it came out.
Right,
People knew it was coming out. It just seems like
and
it's being
and they keep just throwing Noelle
hidden.
Stevenson out there like she's like well, it's Noelle Stevenson, so that explains it. It's like you know. Like, there's obviously a Holiday Inn. Well, I'm Linda Mason. Oh, Linda Mason. Okay, that's what it reminds me of. I'm Noelle Stevenson. Like, that's going to make it
cares.
good.
Nobody knows.
I mean, the majority of people don't even know who that is. They're like, who?
Nobody cares.
Like, I know
Nobody
She-Ra.
cares.
And then someone said about their mom wondered if they were making her trans now. You know, I talk to a lot of women and a lot of people who like She-Ra. And, they all, I mean, majority of them are all like don't like it. They think it does not look good.
No.
They don't understand why they changed it so much. Okay, fair. There's a lot of people who do like it, and that's fair too.
Yeah, that's
and then
fair.
their target demographics, kids, and a lot of these people that are parents, men and women, are telling me their kids don't like it. So who is it for? If it's not for the fans, because they keep telling, they like to point out the old fans, it's not for you, so shut up. If it's not for you know, the kids, and the kids don't really like it, then who's it made for?
Yeah, they're being paid to create fanfics. It's the same with the Crunchyroll show. It's like, this is fan fiction.
I want to get paid to write fanfics.
Yeah, I do too. Like, I'm not going to knock it. If you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever they're getting paid to run the show, to bring your original Dungeons and Dragons characters to life.
I'm ready. I'm going to make Steven Universe fanfics with Malachite, Hepatite, and Alexandrite the Conqueror, the Great, and then I'll get paid lots of money, right?
Yeah, you'll get paid lots of money. Just gotta find the right sucker to pitch it to. But this is like, I mean, this is on Facebook. The Facebook page has basically died, and people just are not.
It's just like Michael Bolton. Oh my god.
Are we Beth Burr? Are we sure it's not He-Man and Drag? Cycle shorts. Don't.
I mean,
hate
there's a lot of people who do like it, but there's like when we
like
did
a
the
boy.
videos, there's like all kinds of people upvoting it, and there's not as many people downvoting it.
Oh yeah, right. This is not gonna happen. Can we have a politics free show? Yeah, it's not gonna. I can guarantee you that's not gonna happen.
Just by who's involved. She-Man, yeah.
Oh my god. Just so.
But why?
Oh god.
But why?
But why? They yeah, and the page has basically died. Like, on Facebook, it's been sitting at like 2,600 likes for months. I mean, this is DreamWorks. This is the DreamWorks Netflix SHERA show. They've been promoting it, Entertainment Weekly. Yeah, okay, exactly.
That's what we're saying. Show the trailer.
Scott Pickering,
Why are you hiding it?
show the dang trailer already. I want to see what Hordak, Montana, and Leech look like, and probably Modulak. Modulak would be cool. They're not showing the trailer. Why?
Why?
Thundercats Roar. They showed the intro. I mean, it blew up in their faces, but they
still tried.
They ripped the Band-Aid off. They got it over with. What are they hiding with She-Ra?
And I think a lot of people,
what are they hiding?
You know, if it wasn't a train wreck, I think showing the trailer, or addressing that there's an issue and saying, okay, guys, I know you're upset. I know you're worried about it. But it isn't as bad as you think. Here, you know, why you picked the most divisive images you could first, I have no idea. But like, let's like show you some images. It's not that far removed. It actually is very similar to the original, or it takes inspiration from the original. Here's how we're honoring the original, and we're changing it. Yes, but here's how you fit into this as fans, and they could be doing that, and that would do so much damage control, and they're not doing it. Instead of let's just throw another cherry bomb into the barrel of kerosene and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, this almost comes off there goes another truck. Why is everybody driving by our house?
They know you're on.
They know we're on. Normally it's quiet at night. But yeah, this just was like the last thing I would have put out. If you're trying to do damage control in She-Ra, like, oh, by the way, she's bringing her OCs from 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons to the show. Because, you know,
she's happening. She's down with
she
time.
plays Dungeons and Dragons, everybody. She's a cool geek.
Just like the Stranger Things fans like. And our Stranger Things was, you know, when I did the Stranger Things, it wasn't all about the creators of Stranger Things. It was about Stranger Things. Then after Stranger Things was popular, then it became more about the creators and the actors and things like that. This isn't even out yet, and they're making it's all about the creator. Oh, and by the way, it's She-Ra.
Yeah.
And it's not even the creator. I'm sorry. That makes me mad. Stop saying she's the creator, because she did not flipping create She-Ra. She's the adapter. She's the, she's the repurposer.
She's a repurposer. She did not create the show. She created her Tiefling. This is her very first character she created for 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons that she just started playing. And now that character is apparently going to be in the show, or is going to inform a character in the show. Yeah. So, God, adding D&D to SHERA, what could possibly go wrong?
Oh, I just love it how she says, well, I try to write Dungeons and Dragons with all my characters. But you just got done saying you didn't play Dungeons and Dragons till around the same time that you started working on SHERA, which was a couple years ago. So, basically, I'm adding Dungeons and Dragons to all my characters in SHERA? Which might not be a bad thing.
I would have preferred her say, yeah, so before I pitched the SHERA series, I made sure I sat through the entire original show and read some of the comics and talked to some of the original showrunners. So I knew what I was doing, so I could create something that was both new and respectful to the source material. That's not what happened.
No.
That's not what happened.
So, you go with logic again.
Yeah, and instead it's like, oh my god, I made up some characters in D&D and I'm going to throw them in the show too. Like, oh my god, it's going to be so awesome. So cool.
It's about me.
It's all about me. I'm going to get so many reblogs.
Is there anything else you wanted to talk about with this?
I don't even know where to go with this. I mean, I'm just like, we had a kind of a feeling of dread, but it's not for you.
That's what I'm thinking too. What Boat Knight said. If her original Dungeon Dragon character is so interesting, she wouldn't need SHERA as a delivery system. Yes! If you have such great original characters, why aren't you doing an original story? Because they don't. Because what they do is they latch on to an established IP, because a lot of these studios don't want to take risks on people and properties. So you throw out, I got Mattel and it's going to be SHERA, and SHERA has a huge fan base, and then they'll let them do it because, recognition. But then what they do is they use the name recognition, and when fans don't like it, they call fans names and say it's not for you. It's like, but you've used us to get your gig.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
You're doing a whole bait and switch, and then you're mad at us for not liking it.
Because she probably couldn't get Lumberjanes picked up as a show. Well, actually, Boom owns Lumberjanes. It's a convoluted mess. And then, her own stuff she can't get up. SHERA rolls a 1, gains mullet in promotional art. Yeah, I think the show needs a saving throw. For sure. It's like they need to, I honestly think they're hiding it. I mean, I could be wrong, but just, looking at the marketing and looking at, they were very cavalier about, Geeky was awesome in her toy assessment. Yes, she was. But they were very cavalier with Thundercats. They just put it out there. They ripped the Band-Aid off and they got it over with. And, SHERA, they could have ripped the Band-Aid off a year ago. And I honestly think they are hiding it.
I just don't understand why they're hiding it. I just don't get it. The toy assessment, I'm assuming they're meaning the unicorn.
Oh, God, that was a mess.
Yes. Do you want a good laugh? Go watch me try to do the poopsie unicorn. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, the show might be good. It's just, this is not...
Lumberjanes probably is being... Well, no, I think Lumberjanes was optioned. Was it actually...
Boom Studio, as I understand
it... They option everything.
As I understand it, Boom Studios actually owns the rights to Lumberjanes. It was a group effort. It was not created solely by Noelle Stevenson. She was part of a writing...
She likes to say it was.
She was part of a writing team, and Boom Studios owns it, as I understand it.
Now, is it being made in something already, or is it just optioned?
I'm not sure.
Because
I'm sure it probably is. Boom.
Being optioned is not the same thing.
Yeah, it's not the same. We've had stuff optioned before. It's not the same thing.
Option just means they have the rights to turn it into something. I don't know where it's at, though. I have to look.
Yeah, and sometimes what will happen is a studio like Disney even will go option a comic or a novel or something to keep it off the table while they work on something very similar to it. Mm-hmm. And this has actually happened before. I think this has happened with a couple of comic projects I saw them pick up. I'm like, that's too similar to Disney's whatever. And here it was basically just to tie it up for 5 or 6 years so they could get their movie out.
Yeah, we'll give you a few $100, few $1,000 to sit on a shelf and not do anything. So anyway, are we going to wrap this up soon, or?
Yeah, we'll wrap this one up soon. I don't know.
I was going to do a writing one tonight, too, but I don't know if we have time now.
It's getting really late.
Because we were going to do two. We want to do this one live because we just found out about it. But I also promised that we'd do a writing one. So I don't know if we're going to go live for a second one and do a writing one. Or...
Well, we're going on quarter time. We have 250 people on right now. That's, I think, a record for us.
Yay!
Yay! People really want to hear us rant about SHERA.
There was 250 people on when I said about her, the man's
No, I think we
crotch.
only had 100 and some people on. But Lumberjanes has a director. It's also Fox. Disney merger could slow it down. Yeah. I mean, Lumberjanes, I can see them doing that because Boom pitches pretty much everything they own as a movie project. And again, Stevenson does not own Lumberjanes. She was part of a writing team on it. She does own Nimona, which I think got optioned too, but again, that doesn't mean it's actually going to be.
It doesn't mean optioning is different.
Like Kazu Kibishi's Amulet has been optioned so many times, and it still has not been made into a movie. Like Will Smith was going to do it 10 years ago, and it's still like being kicked around. It's weird how these things work.
I saw the unicorn one. I laughed my ass off. I felt dirty sometimes. Yeah, try being me. I was everywhere. I was all over my hands. And our daughter went and did one today with it to try to do one to show it the proper way of doing it because I was not doing it the right way. And even after she followed every step directly and did not push the belly button on that unicorn, it still dripped all over her when she did the cartwheel.
Oh my God.
I still had to clean it out.
Yeah, and I figured out after the video that the heart-shaped hole in the nether regions of that unicorn, where it is located, that's not her butt.
No.
And it's definitely a girl. And it's shaped like a little heart. That's just creepy. It's just a creepy toy.
People are like, what? That Poopsie Unicorn. Yes, we were laughing really hard for the Poopsie Unicorn too. It was that was something. This is why I'm not a toy reviewer.
People never get free toys. Because they'll be like, oh, my God.
They're like, don't give her anything. She'll just make a mess and then, But this is why I'm not a toy reviewer. That's
So She-Ra.
The other region of the unicorn. Yeah, if you don't, just go look at the Poopsie Unicorn video. I joked I was going to get one. I got one. I reviewed it. It was a mess. Mistakes were made. Messes happened.
Here, we're gonna do videoception. There she is. There's the
mess.
Don't
ruin it. You're ruining Guess what? It makes a mess.
Makes a mess.
All over me, all over the table, all over everything. Out of her heart-shaped. There it is, the heart-shaped hole.
Look, see, her butt's down here, which means that's something else entirely.
She's got one heck of an infection.
That is something else entirely.
Anywho.
Anyway, this is a toy review. It's on the channel. Geeky did it yesterday. And there were fluids all over the table. It's for kids. This is for kids.
What's this fit?
Anyway, if the main cast has at least 30 plus characters, I get a writer wants to be her character's crowd scene. Just random thought. Yeah, there we go. Oh God, heart-shaped hole. Wasn't that a Nirvana song or something?
What?
Eggs,
yeah, it's just a little bit of infection.
Oh my
There's
God.
For that.
Yeah, I know. I thought she had an infection.
Back to the question. I'm not really sure what they're asking about the main characters thing. If the main cast is at least 35 main characters, I get a writer. And some characters in a crowd scene. Just a random thought. I don't know
if the main cast has. I don't know.
I'm not really sure what you're asking.
Yeah, Leighton Watson. If the main cast has at least 30 plus main characters, that sounds like.
That's a lot of main characters.
That was a Suikoden or something. There was a role-playing game that had like 100 characters.
In a crowd scene, just a random thought. I mean, like the writer wants to put her characters into your crowd scene? I don't understand.
I don't know. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be in a crowd. We're gonna Geeky is totally gonna be a new She-Ra as like a hater.
What?
You're gonna throw like rocks at She-Ra as she walks by.
No, I'm not. Like You're
gonna be like the old lady on the street
that
throws rocks at
I'm
She-Ra.
more likely to cry than throw something. I'm like, it'll be like, the single tear rolling down my cheek, and I'll be like sad.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, so we are going to do a writing one. Are we doing it tonight or are we doing it tomorrow? I mean, because we can just cut this one off and then go to a writing one if you want to.
I'll leave it up to you.
What time is it?
It is 9:45. Or we can do a writing, drawing, creating, world building cast tomorrow night.
Okay, maybe we'll do it tomorrow night because it's 10 o'clock and almost 10 o'clock and our kids, we have to take care of our children. Because as much as I'm a bad mother when it comes to taking care of a rainbow unicorn, I'm actually not a bad mother when it comes to taking care of my real kids. So, he's a shadowy recluse. I do.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'm gonna go as Ram Man for Halloween.
Can I go as the catcher from Tuesday?
Sure, I'll be Ram Man because he's.
Can I do a mold of your face to stick in my belt?
Ew.
I'll put straws up your nose and I'll Vaseline you good, so the mask will pop right off.
You can Vaseline me good. I don't have a problem with that. But
it pops right off. I've done it before.
Freaking.
You're not the first one I've Vaseline that's like straws up her nose and pop the mask off.
I thought it was.
No, I did it my sister first. She modeled for me in high school. I put straws in her nose and put Vaseline, and then she was claustrophobic, so she kind of passed out. But it was easy to get the mask off then. There was no struggle.
Okay, don't Vaseline anyone else, please. I'd be very upset. Stream tonight. It's like,
Hello darkness, my old friend. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I don't know. We're getting kind of tired. Still no trailer for SHERA. Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. They're just like, I mean, you'd think they'd show something.
They're not showing anything. Again, I'm not assuming the worst, but I really, I'm kind of wondering, because this show's been in production for like 2 years.
I can't wait for the continuing adventures of Lenny, Girly, and My Butt either.
Oh my god, we're wondering if people were interested in that. Like,
that's so Lenny.
Oh my god, why are you giving us money? Are you actually giving us the money? Rage and Ray, thank you so much. What's this for? We have to
I want you to do something.
Do we have to go buy another unicorn? You're the first person I subscribed to. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad, because we had people saying that I was really freaking stupid earlier.
You were a beta male.
They said I was, what did they say in the video? They said I was a hypocrite and a liar or something. I forget what it was.
Only on Fridays. So that was yesterday.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. I don't know what
Rage
to say
and Ray.
that, but thank
I know,
you.
that's so cool. That pays for the mess of a pony. The unicorn mess. It's like my exploding pony.
And your age is...
yeah, we're old for YouTubers. We remember the 80s. Like, for real. Like, we were actually there.
I think they might have been there, too.
Yeah, I know. So, we're actually, Geeky and I were talking, like, we're going to start doing some more kinds of content on the channel besides complaining. And we're actually thinking, like, we want to do things from the 80s that we remember, like actually talking about the actual 80s, because kids today don't remember the 80s. And the 80s were pretty freaking awesome.
Real quick, I want to go back to the adventures of Lenny, Girly, and My Butt. Okay, so anybody not understanding what that means?
Lenny, Girly, and My Butt.
What that's about was the other night, Neon and our son Trisket Squid King, that's not really his name, I'm not that cruel, they decided they were going to play... Secret of Mana 2.
Yes.
And
never
so we let our
US.
son name the characters. So we had what were the names again?
Well, he renamed them. He named Lenny, and what happened was he was joking. He was going to name the character My Butt and then delete it. Because I said, you should name the character Butt. And he's like, I'm going to name it My Butt. And then automatically save the character as My Butt.
But the funny part wasn't the names. The funny part was they were making all these really weird voices to go with it. Like they were reading like this Stella and like this man's like, Simone, why do you like this smoker's voice? And they were making all these weird voices for the characters. And I was just in the background trying to not laugh because I want to ruin the video. But it was so flippin' hilarious because they were just making these weird voices because it was boring. So we had to liven it up.
Yeah, because I felt so bad because I'm telling him. Because, I'm old, and I'm like, I've got, like, tons and tons and tons of games. And I'm like, okay, this was never released in the US. The Secret of Mana 2. It's so awesome. It is an awesome game. It's one of the best games ever created for the Super Famicom. And I'm telling him how awesome it is, and we picked the most boring storyline, because you've got, like, 6 different storylines you can pick. And so we're trying to jazz it up a little bit, because we did as a live stream, and we had, like, I think we had 12 people. 12 people on the live stream compared to the 250 we had on this one. But it's like we might do more.
Yes, it did.
Seiken Densetsu 3. Yes, it was Seiken Densetsu 3.
And so we were joking that, I think it was, how do you say this person's name? Ethemikai. How do you say your name? Anyway.
Ethemikai.
You're the one who said that's so Lenny. And we were laughing about it. I'm like, we should make t-shirts
that's
so
Lenny.
That's so Lenny.
Oh my God. I want to do like we seriously should just do a complete piss take of Seiken Densetsu 3 and just be like, it's the adventures of Lenny, because Lenny can't do anything right.
No, Lenny's
and Squid King's like, he's like, yeah, Lenny thinks he's a hero, but the village knows he's actually kind of special, and he just thinks he's a hero. So here they're letting him think they're all in on the joke. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said that.
Don't
That's
give
right.
credit where credit's due. person.
Oh my God, that was
All right,
so funny.
Anyway, so back to what we're supposed to be talking about. We're not talking about what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, we want to do 80s. Like, we're actually thinking of like doing like 80s animations. Like,
we're
actually
gonna
doing.
Yes, and we're gonna do on Thursdays. We're gonna do Throwback Thursdays, which is what he did with the game.
Yeah.
And some Thursdays we're gonna talk about 80s topics. Like we're gonna talk about 80s movies, 80s TV shows, 80s like stickers, 80s different things.
And what was actually like to be in the 80s?
Yes, because we lived in the 80s.
I try to explain to my son
Old.
like being in an actual arcade in the 1980s, like being there every freaking weekend of my life from like 4th grade through almost senior year of high school. I had a couple of arcades I went to, and like it was just so freaking cool. And I'm sorry, Dave and Buster's doesn't work.
So we were going to do that. We were going to do
same.
some more 80s. You guys were joking about maybe doing some more voiceovers for things because they're just flipping hilarious.
Yeah.
If I find another disturbing toy that I must review, I might do it. Even though my reviews are not going to be professional. My reviews are going to be a disaster. So.
Oh my God. Yeah. Some of the shows like Street Hawk. I mean, actually the reason Geeky and I got together, well, not the only reason, but like she knew what Street Hawk was.
I did. I love Street Hawk.
Freaking Street Hawk. Like
Street
nobody
Hawk.
remembers Street Hawk. And Manimal. Manimal was pretty cool.
I do remember Animal.
Yeah, he only turned into like 3 different animals though.
How come every time we do a show it ends up going to the 80s discussion?
Because the 80s were the best. It's like that was like the last
Gauntlet.
the last decade. Oh my God. Yes, Gauntlet. You know what I love, Rage and Ray, is the Midway collection for iPad, the Midway Arcade collection. Gets it right. It's even got the attraction sounds for the cabinets. Now, I grew up around arcades because my uncle actually worked for an amusement company. So he used to take me with him to actually go collect the money out of the arcade games. So we'd go to all the pizza parlors and all the hair salons and all the grocery stores where they had the arcade machines. I played everything. I mean, from the time I was like 3 years old. I mean, I remember being 3 years old and playing Space Invaders. You know, like they just got Space Invaders machines. And I remember seeing Pac-Man for the very first time, like the week it came out. That's how freaking old I am, but I grew up around these arcade games.
What's sad is I'm older than you.
I know,
Okay,
I know.
Anyway, Automan. Yes, I remember Automan. A Brave Star. Yes, I remember Automan.
Automan. Yeah, it was like my mother with the car with. Well, no, that was one that was like Tron. Automan was like Tron. It was
Jason the Warriors. Yes, we actually had a
I
DVD of that. Remember we
Jason
got it like
World
at the
Warriors.
dollar bin. We had
Yeah,
a DVD.
Jason World Warriors was awesome.
Okay, anyway,
They had a girl
we're
that
gonna do. Yeah, we love DuckTales. And then they had Darkwing Duck, and they had Rescue Rangers, and we had Tailspin, and anyway, we're gonna save this for our other shows.
We'll have to do some. We're actually gonna do some stuff with the DuckTales stuff because we actually worked on Disney comics for like 15 years.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna get him to draw you
Uncle
guys some
Scrooge.
ducks.
I worked on Uncle Scrooge for
He
years.
can draw like ducks.
Years.
He can draw all that stuff. So we'll try to get Neon to do some ducks for you.
Yeah, I actually did. I did a bunch of 15 years of ducks.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow when we're doing the discussion on writing, you can do some ducks or something. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Because we talked about last thing worked on was the Don Rosa, and now Don Rosa wrote his own stuff, and he was a writer, and he was a fantastic storyteller.
You were actually one of the few people who were allowed to retouch his work.
I was actually allowed to I was like one of the only people that was allowed to actually re-ink some of Don Rosa's work because his eyes are bad now. But I did a lot of work on the Fantagraphics Don Rosa books, and he's a cool guy. He's very particular.
He didn't draw gummy bears, but he could draw gummy bears.
I
He
could
can pretty
draw
much
gummy
draw
bears,
whatever
yeah.
as long as you have a reference. But anyway,
Yeah.
so let's wrap this up because it's almost 10 o'clock.
Oh my God.
If you still want more, go watch, and you want to laugh, go watch the video on the Poopsie the Unicorn.
Poopsie the Unicorn.
Poopsie, my son calls him the prostitution unicorn, or calls her the prostitution
pony.
Prostitution pony.
Yeah, she does. She's got
very,
got a skimpy outfit. She's got tats
False lashes.
and a heart-shaped.
Well, she's the only one that has. The other ones don't have tattoos, just the one version. But they have little half shirts and diapers. And they have like made up eyes with rooted eyelashes and lots of hair and a hole that's supposed to be the butt in the wrong place.
I don't know.
So anyway.
Teddy Ruxpin is very creepy. The new one's even worse. Launchpad. Here's a bonus Darkwing Duck Jim Cummings on Twitter. I love Jim Cummings. Oh my God, he was at Zenkai Con that one year.
No, he was the year before us, wasn't he?
Or no, the year before us.
And we missed him.
No, the folks from Invader Zim were there with us.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
We were with them back. We were
in the secret lounge.
In the
that was
secret
pretty
guest
cool.
lounge. We were there
cool.
with my mind blank. What's his name? Des McCree. We just talked about him the other day.
Matt Mercer. We were there with Matt Mercer.
Matt
yeah.
Mercer. We were there with him too.
And so it's cool. We have a freaking weird life. I mean, our life is freaking weird. But actually, one of my best friends in comics was the writer of Darkwing Duck, and we actually have him on the show, Aaron Sparrow.
Aaron's been on the show a couple times.
Yeah, he's been on the show a couple times. So go back and you can see he had some thoughts on the death of the comic book industry. This is before the channel started to get bigger.
Well, there you go. We'll get you on.
We'll get Aaron
Ducks
on.
And we'll get Aaron.
We'll get Aaron on again. Yeah, Aaron knows all these people too.
Aaron
he knows Jim.
He's in our stuff sometimes. So Aaron will come on sometime, and you guys can talk ducks, and you can draw ducks.
We need to get Jim Cummings to do a voiceover of your messy unicorn toy review in the Winnie the Pooh voice.
Oh.
Oh, bother. She's shit her pants again. Now, he could do it a lot better than me.
Yeah, you don't do it very good. All right. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up for real. That's where we are. Okay? So okay, SHERA, we don't know what's going to happen. I think I'd feel better. I think a lot of people would feel better if we could just see something instead of keep hearing about Noelle Stevenson. I think if we had showed me the SHERA and let me see it, and let me see it in action. Maybe these were bad. Maybe these are bad stills. Maybe it's better than it looks. I would love to make that, to see something to make that decision based on. Other than hearing more about Noelle Stevenson.
Yeah, and again, it's like
I don't care.
I'm not trying.
SHERA.
Yeah, right. Like I'm not trying to bust on
to go to bed,
like these kids, but I'm just like this. Back in my day, like nobody gave Peter Cullen, who was a voice of Optimus Prime, he didn't even know anybody watched the damn Transformers show until years later. He got letters from parents and kids. Like it used to be that you just kind of did your job, you did the best you could do, you had no idea what was going on, and now they're taking unproven creators and pushing them to the forefront, and they're getting swelled heads. I think I really do. I think
this being this way. So and so, the creator or the new adapter of SHERA, if it was somebody people who knew who that was, like it was a big name. But most people, let's face it, unless you're in comics and stuff, most people don't even know who the hell Noelle Stevenson is.
Even in comics, people don't know who the hell Noelle... Unless you read indie comics, nobody knows who Noelle Stevenson is. She did a handful of Marvel projects. She made fun of Marvel on Tumblr and still got hired by Marvel, which was odd. And she basically built her career making fun of dudes on Twitter, as best as I can tell. So nobody knows who she is. But I think that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to push her, because after SHERA... what do they say? They fail upwards. She'll move on to bigger things, I guess.
I have no idea, but we're gonna wrap this up. And Christian Rodriguez mentioned that they are a new subscriber, so thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for watching and listening to us rant. And honestly, we don't just sit around and bitch all day. No,
we don't. Actually, we started out doing toy videos and game things on our family channel. Actually, I was never on. I was always in the background. Oh, you want to see something really, really funny? If you go to our Clownfish TV family channel and look up our Halloween video, you can see Neon dressed in drag.
No,
you can if you go to the Clownfish TV
I've
family.
I've lost weight since then.
If you have,
I have lost weight since
then. Clownfish TV family video, and you look at a family channel and you look up the Halloween video, you can see Neon in drag.
Oh God! Now people are gonna hunt me down in person. Well, I don't look quite that like that anymore.
No, he doesn't.
That was a couple of years ago, but I've been going to the gym, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get me an 8-pack.
So we started out doing that kind of stuff, and then we went on to this. So check out the pony video, the unicorn video.
They are Ranger Ray. They are rebooting the Atari 2600. They are. Hold on, just keep on.
You mad at me now?
Yeah.
Are you really?
No.
You were the one that put out there. My point was, I was never in videos. It was always you and the kids, and I would never.
Right.
I would never do that.
Oh no, that's true. That's true.
This is the first time I've ever been in these things.
Here, they're totally rebooting
I went to help
the
my
Atari.
daughter out a couple times.
Here, guys, they're rebooting the Atari VCS.
Oh yes.
It's got the wood grain. I'm all about this. I don't know much about it though. I think it's gonna play like Android games or something. But look at this. This is beautiful. It's like freaking. It's beautiful. I love this. I love it. So yeah, everything's coming back.
I wanted to pre-order that for you. You wouldn't let me.
Yeah, I wanted to wait and see if it sucks first.
So yeah. So anyway,
if it sucks, I don't want it.
So go ahead and check out other videos on this channel. And like I said, if you're interested more just like in toy reviews and games that are more kid friendly, if you have kids or whatever, you can go check out the Clownfish family channel, which is mostly just like toy reviews and
yeah,
family friendly things where we don't say bad words and
dox Neil. Actually, we've been working in comics for years. We've been invited as guests to conventions. Everybody knows who we are.
It's not hard to find.
It's not hard to find us. We're not hiding.
No, he put this on the internet himself. So,
yeah.
Sorry, I should have said it. But if people go to the other channel, they're going to see it anyway.
Yeah, I don't look like that anymore.
He doesn't.
So just saying.
No, you don't look like that at all. Never, anytime. Because you don't wear a wig and run around in a dress.
Not usually.
And
some days when I'm.
You don't do that.
I should. I'd probably get more jobs. Anyway, but no, seriously, like no, it's not that big of a deal. Everybody knows who we are. So, and some people don't like us, and that's fine. I don't care.
That's okay. I
really don't care. I mean, the reason we're doing the channel more now is because I've pretty much given up on doing comics because I think the industry is like completely toasted, and it's not even worth doing anymore. It's not worth doing comics anymore.
I just go on here when
so I don't really care.
Like
I don't
Gem
really
or
care.
SHERA.
Yeah, we just talk about stuff we'd like, and
that's what people have told me my whole life. Doesn't
yeah.
matter what you look like, just as long as your personality's good.
Oh my God! Somebody found the Bible comic. Oh,
they
sweet.
did.
Oh Jesus! Oh, no pun intended. And then Jesus says "meep" right after that. Oh my God! Yeah, the
Mecha Bible here.
That was not one of my finer moments. That was who did I work with on it? That was the writer was actually the editor was the Sonic editor. He was the editor of Sonic the Hedgehog, and I did not like the colors on it at all. And it was just a really weird concept, but it actually paid pretty well.
That's why you did it. It paid money.
I think it was one issue, and that was it. And yeah, so that was the thing I did. That was like years ago.
That was him.
That was years ago.
So I feel bad now. I'm dragging up all these past things that
they go for a lot of money now. I think.
Do they?
I don't know. I go for a lot of money. I'm on.
Yes, he did Mecha Manga Bible Heroes. It was the story of.
Oh jeez! Oh God!
What's his name?
Goliath. What's his name?
David and Goliath. But Goliath was a
okay.
mecha, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. It's on Amazon. How much do they want for it now?
It's tiny. And
$14.99.
We have a box of them in the attic, I think.
$14.99.
You can't see. You didn't do the cover, so
I didn't do the
see.
cover of that. That's too much for that book.
It was not his best work.
That was not my best work at all. It was so bad.
I don't know if you could find it at the interior.
It was so bad.
It's all the cover.
It was not good. I tried to make it like it wasn't even my style. I was trying to make it look more like cartoony, and it just was not good.
Anyway,
they won't even show the pages. It's so god awful. No pun intended.
Well, it was the wrong one. Never mind. Oh, thank God you're still safe. Okay.
God.
So anyway, we keep saying we're leaving.
Yeah, I actually know the guy who did the Action Bible. Anyway, okay, so we're going. Yes, we're going. So thank you so much for joining us on this very, very strange, rant. And yeah, so we're just doing these videos as fans. I mean, we've worked on stuff here and there, but we're doing videos as fans. So definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for those of you who gave to the super chat. That's freaking awesome. We didn't expect that, but thank you so much. We just come on here to rant. It's easier to do the videos live than it is to pre-record them and edit them and all that. And plus, we like talking to you guys, so that's always fun. So, okay. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for subscribing. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're sailing toward 10,000 subscribers. We're almost to 7,000, so that would be pretty cool.
Yep.
Okay.
I was always all over the place, Tony. This is how we are normally.
Yeah, this is normal. This is how we are day to day.
I keep trying to keep it on topic, but it never stays on topic.
Then you get the kids involved too, and the kids are just freaking random. Like the stuff they come up with is just insane.
Squirrel.
It's just our conversations are insane.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up for reals.
Okay, we're going, guys.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Bye.